The Thing is a 1982 horror movie released to negative reception and a mediocre box office performance. However, as time grew on, more and more people began liking the movie more and more, and now it is often considered one of the best horror movies ever made. So why is that? I'm here to discuss some design principles and film theory behind this movie to get a better understanding of what makes it work. I'll be spoiling this movie in its entirety, so hopefully you have seen it before you watch this video. The story is that a group of scientists rescue a dog from some Norwegian scientists that have seemingly gone mad. However, after some time and some investigation on them, they discover that they found an alien species that can take over and impersonate anything through a simple connection of cells, and that dog is one of them. Now the scientists have to try to figure out who's fake or not before they all become assimilated. This movie has a simple but well-told story as you experience the madness of trying to figure out who got impersonated and the paranoia that comes with it, as it keeps you on your seats and delivers some truly terrifying scenes both physically and psychologically. The storytelling gets more amplified by another design principle that builds up on one another: immersion. This movie helps draw you into its story for two simple means. One of them is making you care for the crew. Before the Thing is introduced, you go through the crew's daily routines and have little interactions with one another that make them both realistic and likable. One of these scenes that I like is a scene where Niles is told to turn off the radio by Bennings, who is trying to get some sleep after getting shot. Niles tells him he will, only instead he chooses to ignore him and leaves it on. It's scenes like these that help establish a bond between the crew and what makes it more terrifying when they start going at each other's throats. Another is how the movie establishes its worlds through its shots, as it shows the environment around slowly grow more and more chaotic. This chaos is elevated with the film's use of color. Unless you look at the bright white of Antarctica, the movie tends to look very muted and desaturated at first. This use of drab colors exaggerates how dull their job is getting, as nothing happens and contact with the outside world can't be established. Then, when the Thing gets introduced, the colors pop out more as the Thing's bright reds and greens, as well as the more frequent visibility of blood and fire, introduce a more chaotic and alien situation to the crew. Speaking of fire, the introduction of it helps out with another way this movie uses film theory: lighting. Film's light sources start off as either sunlight when the movie has its plot outside, or at the station's light to show how peaceful life has become for them. With the introduction of the Thing, however, light sources gradually become more based on flares and fires to show how dire the situation is becoming until the end of the movie, when the only light source left for the two remaining crew members is a fire that'll eventually burn out to show how doomed their lives are and that their time is slowly running out. One use of lighting that I think is really good that most people don't catch on to on their first watch is during the blood test scene. During the scene, Mac is testing the blood of everyone that's left to see who's the Thing. Only one crew member will be revealed to be a Thing, and if you pay attention, you'll notice that every character has a light on their eye, except for one person: Palmer, who is revealed to be a Thing in this scene. This movie was made with a whole bunch of professionals, from a director who's already made a name for himself in horror with classics like Halloween, to a crew of actors who have been around for a good amount of time and continue making a name for themselves afterwards. But what I want to focus on is what makes this movie the most memorable: the special effects. The effects used to make the Thing help create scenes that stick in your head and create a sense of dread in you as you have no idea what form it is and what form it could take next. The entire scene of Norris's death is one that sticks out the most, as it perfectly showcases how terrifying this Thing can be and what kind of form it could take to guarantee that it'll stay alive until it has assimilated everyone. The Thing is a movie I doubt you'll forget after your first watch. What I talk about helps establish what makes this movie great, but talking about it doesn't do it justice, and as an old idiom goes, you'll have to see it to believe it. Since it is Halloween time, go watch The Thing as soon as you can, so that you yourself can experience what horrors lie within The Thing.